Air Force returns 3 of its top 4 scorers from a season ago and have solid leadership entering Joe Scott's 5th season since returning to the academy. Falcons coming off a 9-22 year. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We're live at Mountain West Basketball Media Days in Las Vegas, Resorts World to be exact. Joined on stage by the Air Force Falcons, Joe Scott, Ethan Taylor, and Jeffrey Mills. Appreciate you guys making time for us. Before we talk hoops, I think it's important for people to know and understand you guys' stories and why you raised your right hand and decided that you wanted to serve your country. We're all very thankful that there are leaders like you that do that. Let's start with you, Jeffrey. Why did you decide to go to the Air Force Academy and serve your country?
Well, it started just the dream of playing Division I basketball. And as I got my offers, I weighed my offers, stacked my options, and the Air Force Academy was the best choice for me. And as I've been here, I've grown a lot, learned a lot, and very grateful I came here.
How about you, Ethan? Why did you decide that a career of service to your country would be?
I'm going to have the same answer I had last year. My mom, a very big proponent of my life, someone I trust very dearly, and as offers were coming in, like Jeff was saying, I have to weigh my options. And one of the things she said is that, that place will set you up greatly basketball-wise, life-wise, and just like as a person. So that's definitely something I took in consideration and decided that that was the best course of action for me.
Joe, you had a hand in bringing them in, coaching them up. What makes them great leaders, each one of these two?
Well, I think a big thing is just in general, whenever you see young kids develop into young men and, to use your word, leaders. What I've seen is I've just seen them grow and mature, and that's a big word for us, is maturity. And it's a heavy word because it's physical, it's mental, it's knowing that there's something greater out there than yourself. And I think these guys embody that, and that's what our institution stands for. And ultimately, it lends itself to leadership and service. And, these guys embody that.
Well, again, appreciate you guys' service and your dedication to our country. Joe, we sat here a year ago, talked about no seniors, and that's always tough in modern-day college basketball. It's tough any era, but to not have those who have played a ton of minutes. You got 5 this year. I know you want more in the seniors and juniors, but that's trending in the right direction.
No question. I mean, I think, tons of credit to these guys. They're good leaders, and we're already seeing it right now in our team. I mean, I've said already, I told these 2 guys last night, and we got to maintain this. Right now, this is the most together I've seen our team since I've been back. And a lot of that is because of the 5 seniors. I think the value of seniors is you get that. You get a maturity, you get a togetherness. We might be doing new things and different things because we got to be different, and we got to constantly be creative. But when you have seniors, it's not really new for them because we've been together a long time, and nothing that we're doing is for them really new. And then that they transfer that to the younger guys, and we got a big sophomore class, and we got to get that sophomore class to become a junior class. And if we can, then a lot of that credit's going to go to these guys, and hopefully, you never know with the new things you do and the creative things you do, and if they're going to work. But I like what I'm seeing. They're making it work. The players make it work, and we're going to start to find out when we go against outside competition here over the next week.
Ethan, very few players around Air Force basketball, and you look back at the history, have seen more time on the court than you. You started every game of your career except for one. I believe that was because it was deferred to some seniors on senior night. 89 of 90 games you have started. You're already top 10 in assists. You're 120 points shy of 1,000 for your career. When you reflect back on the last 3 years on the basketball floor, what are you most proud of?
I'm just proud of the player I've become. Coming in, wasn't very confident in some of the abilities, but, the coaching staff and guys like Jeff and Bo and Chase, the seniors they're talking about, they kept kind of helped instill that confidence in me and allowed me to play the game that I needed to play. And I'm grateful to the coaches for allowing me to be on the court as much as I can, to try to help my team in any way that I can.
Coach, we talk about the assists that Ethan Taylor brings to the table, but he's also a great scorer. He's top 10 in career threes at Air Force. When you think about him as a player and the complete package that he is, how would you describe him?
Well, I think, again, when you play 4 years of college basketball, you see someone evolve, you see him develop. And we have to, Jesse, we have to develop our guys.
Yeah.
I got to take a young 19, 18-year-old kid still out of high school, and we got to develop them. We got to develop them across the board in their life. But from a basketball standpoint, that's key to what we have to do. And I think Ethan has really developed that way. And again, I think for our team, it's his own personal development. Then he's got to develop, though, for the team in terms of what does he need to do for our team to be as successful as it can be. And I think, again, this year he still has more room to develop to really just grasp on to what I'm saying to him that he needs to do for the team. And he's doing a really good job. And I'd like to think he likes it because, Jesse, all I do is tell him to shoot. And I get mad when he doesn't shoot because that's what the team needs. Because if Ethan shoots, then that makes Jeff the best Jeff can be. And then down the line, because Jeff's a really good passer and a really good facilitator. And that's what makes a team. And again, I think when you have seniors and they've been through a lot, well, then they can understand what you're saying as a coach and really embrace it. And that's what you got to do. You got to embrace those things that your coaches say. You got to embrace your experiences. And if you do, then you become the best player that you can be. And ultimately, that really means best for the team. And I think these two guys are doing a good job with that. And we got to see that throughout the season. And if we do, I like this team probably the most of anyone we've had. And a lot of the credit goes to these guys. And hopefully they're going to be able to, just keep going and bring other guys with them.
We all heard it in the room, Mr. Taylor. Shoot. We all heard your marching orders here on the Mountain West Network. You mentioned when he does do that, it makes for the best Jeffrey. Best Jeffrey is also a healthy Jeffrey. Yeah. You were injured last year some. How much different do you feel today than maybe you did last season?
Well, I feel great. Just continue getting rehab, treatment, resting my body, and just being ready to go out there and perform in practice and in the game.
Named co-captain for a second straight season. What are some of the things that you hope to accomplish out on the basketball floor in your final season as a Falcon?
I just hope to take that step as being that glue guy because, things can get out of whack in a basketball game, but having that glue guy can help calm everyone down, making sure everyone's in their right spots, getting the right shots for Ethan, Bo, people like that, and getting my shot myself, being confident in my shot. And then on the defensive end, just continue being a leader defensively and helping the team the best way I can.
I've heard you described as that a lot, the glue guy. Outside of just getting everybody involved, what does that mean? A broader sense, being that guy, because that's a heck of a compliment. What does that mean?
I just think it means executing all the time, every time, knowing what you're doing all the time when you're out there, defensively, offensively, because all it takes is one person to mess up a play, break down a set. But if I can do that, it starts with one guy, like Coach was saying. If I can do what I'm supposed to do, then the next person will, and that'll help the team.
Coach, another guy that I know you lean heavily on, Bo Becker, third year starting, averages over 13 points a game, 4 rebounds a game. I've heard where maybe you want to limit some of his minutes where he can be more effective when he's out on the court. How do you accomplish that?
Well, I think Bo, in some respects, probably has been, not really in the spot he should be on the court. Maybe he is from a shooting perspective. But I think overall for our team, when you put all the pieces together, like you just said, for Jeff to be the glue guy, for Ethan to be in the right spots, we're doing some things to put Bo in maybe the places he should be. And to your point, maybe it means maybe some less minutes, but then more effective minutes in conjunction with playing with these two guys, and that means some other guys are going to have to step up then to move Bo into those spots. And in the end, Jesse, what it means is we all know Bo's a good shooter. He actually has some athleticism that I think is better used in a different position on the court for us. We're already seeing those things. And, hopefully what he means is more production, maybe from less minutes, and that production where those shots, when they go in, they do more damage to the other team. Sure. That's really what we're after. Like when Bo hits a 3, wow, that thing's meaningful, instead of, well, the other team knows Bo's going to get him, and it doesn't really bother him when he gets him. We got to play in a way where when Bo's out there in a different spot and he makes that 3, it's almost like a dagger to the other team, and that's what we're trying to do.
And if they don't go into your point, you got a 7-footer that might be able to go get a rebound, get some second chance shots in Wes Husky, 7 foot, 245-pound sophomore. Didn't play so much early in the season, late in the season, 10 of 11 games. Where has he improved, Coach, and where is he going to add the biggest value to your success this year?
Well, I think he's shown the most improvement. in some regards. And what it's done is say to us, you know, we have to come up with ways to be different, play differently. We're doing that. He's a big part of it. And again, that's what makes a team, like you said. We got to have Wes in there. Does it give us more size? If he is playing, it's because he deserves to play, because he's improved, because he makes the team better. Along those lines, does that put Bo in a little bit better place? And then on down the line, you know, with a Luke Carney, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to build a team that way. It's going to look a little different, but I think it's going to be a better team. And Wes is a big part of it. And as another young sophomore who didn't really play, Caleb Walker's a 6'9", 240-pound, and he's coming along like you can't believe. And we have a way to sort of play all these guys together. And if you do that with these two guys and have that kind of leadership, you know, I feel a little bit better about this team than I have any other one. And it's like that sort of togetherness, and the pieces are coming together, and Wes is a big part of it.
Real quick, you guys, 5 seniors that stuck with this program. You've been together. You guys were roommates at the prep school as well. That cohesion, that chemistry dates way back. Jeffrey, when you think about, you know, this journey, basketball and otherwise, with this group and staying together for all 5 years, that's got to mean something.
Yeah, it means a lot, especially being at the Air Force Academy. You're going through a lot more than other collegiate athletes are doing. You have the military stuff, school's really hard, and just having those 5 guys that we've had just really helps the journey. It takes a load off. It helps your mental space, and it's really great to have them.
Get a chance to take a look at some of your key non-conference games, Coach, that you guys will be playing. You play an ACC opponent, Cal, still strange to say, by the way. Home games against Belmont, neutral side against Texas, and Stony Brook, who was a 22-win team last year. How will this schedule that we're getting a chance to look at some of the key matchups, how will that test you as you get ready to navigate through a league that was very, very good last year, and we anticipate to be very, very good once again?
Well, I think this is the hardest non-conference schedule that we've had. You know, we did it because these guys are seniors.
Sure.
You know, so you want to challenge yourself. You know, obviously, we need, you know, Wes and Caleb to be able to come along. Byron Brown has really come along, another senior that we haven't mentioned yet. He's really shown that when you stick with things and you just work and you focus on, you know, the right things, you know, he never, you know, I'm not going to say he never got discouraged not playing, but he stuck with it. And now you see, wow, he's really become a big contributor to our team. And when you have guys like that and you go through this with 5 guys, well, then you put together a non-conference schedule like this to put them in little tougher environments to see if the team can really grow, because, you know, it all really comes to us finding a way to be more competitive in the Mountain West Conference. And like you said, this conference is a bear. You know, the top of the league, Jesse, and this is why the Mountain West has gotten really good. The top of the league stays the top of the league right now, because when they lose somebody, they don't bring in an 18-year-old freshman. Okay. They bring in a 22 and a 23-year-old with all that experience, so they never take a step back. So we got to figure out a way through 3 consecutive years of 5 seniors, 5 juniors. Can we do that? Because that's our way to stay as competitive as you can. I'm seeing the difference in our team with 5 seniors, and we're going to challenge ourselves non-conference to see, can that help us be as competitive as we can be when it gets to league play.
Ethan, we got about 45 seconds. We'll leave everybody with this. Your season, if you will, started in the summer, and you guys fared very well. You went up to Canada in a Canadian immersion trip. You defeat the Canadian national champion. What did you guys learn about your team on the court that gives you the most anticipation and excitement for what Coach said about it? He's excited about this group.
You know, one thing that I took from that trip is that, you know, we have dogs on our team, guys that are just willing to go out there and compete and play. Right now, you know, we're honing that. Something that we talked about in practice every day is competing. But one thing I learned in Canada, we have guys who are ready to step up and take that challenge. You know, they want to win those games. They want to be in that dog fighting. And that's what I'm most excited about. It's one brothers I can go out there to war with and, you know, have fun and go play the game.
Fellas, appreciate your time this morning. Good luck to the Falcons this year, and look forward to this ascent continuing at the Air Force Academy. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
You bet. That's the Air Force Falcons.